According to the archaeological findings of Fox and Evangelista in 1957, the first people to explore this area were the Bicolanos living on Caguaray Island. This team discovered pottery burial jars with stone and shell tools and ornaments, indicating a date between the 1st and 3rd centuries AD or even earlier. The caves of Caguaray Island also revealed other distinct burial practices, such as hollowing out and splitting wooden logs in the middle to provide a practical coffin for ancient Bicolanos. Bicolanos engaged in brisk commercial trade with neighboring Asian countries such as China, Vietnam, Thailand, and others during this protohistoric period. Our forefathers bartered sea and forest products for porcelain, silk, and silver. Albay was known as Ibat in ancient times and was ruled by Gat Ibal, a very old chief. Albay also claims the name Ibalan, which has also been used to refer to the entire Bicol peninsula. Its current name may have come from the phrase, Albay, which means, the sandy beach. According to legend, during the early days of the Spanish occupation, the Spanish rulers and ilustrados enjoyed strolling along the sandy beach of Albay Gulf. Thus, the usual response to the question, "Adonde vas?" was, Albay. This was eventually changed to Albay. The Bicol Peninsula, then known as Ibalan, had not yet been divided into provinces as of 1636. It was divided into Partido de Ibalan and Partido de Camarines in 1636. Albay, Catanduanes, Sorsogon, Masbate, and the islands of Ticao and Burias were all part of the Partido de Ibalan. The name of the province of Ibalan was changed to Albay by a Spanish decree in 1663. On October 19, 1846, Governor-General Narciso de Claveria issued a decree that clearly defined the province's territories. The towns of Sangay, Goa, Patrocinio, San Jose, Laganoy, and Caramoan were ceded to Camarines, while Libong or Libon, Palongi, Oz, Lagao, Guinabatan, Quipia or Joval Lar, and Donsal were acquired by Albay from Camarines. The islands of Masbate and Catanduanes were designated as independent military districts in the same decree. Albay lost another portion of its territorial jurisdiction to the newly formed province of Sorsogon in 1894. On February 1, 1814, the devastating eruption of Mount Mayon destroyed 5 towns: Albay, now Legazpi City, Cagsawa, Badao, Bulusan, and Camalig. The former Albay site that was destroyed by the eruption is now known as Bananuahan and is a part of Legazpi City. Badao and Cagsawa, which were never rebuilt, are now just Daraga barrios, and their ruins have become tourist attractions. Bulusan has moved to the other side of the San Francisco River and is now a Guinabatan barrio. Camalig was later rebuilt slightly south of its original location. Albay overcame the devastation caused by Mount Mayon's 46 destructive eruptions and centuries of Moro raids to become a progressive province. Albay's prosperity was due to the administration of José María Peñaranda, governor of the province in 1834. Decades after Peñaranda's enlightened rule, the province prospered to the point where, in July 1860, Albay was designated as a first-class Alcaldía. The Albayanos revolted against the harsh and oppressive rule of many Spanish officials. The Spanish sovereignty was finally ended on September 22, 1898, thanks to the combined efforts of Bicol revolutionary forces. It was a watershed moment in Albay when the gentle Don Ángel de Bascaran y Federico, the last Spanish governor of Albay, bowed out of office. On January 23, 1900, American troops attacked the port of Legazpi and took control after 3 hours of bitter and bloody fighting. This historical event is commemorated by the Legazpi City Rotunda. On April 26, 1901, the American occupation forces established a civil government in Albay. In 1935, the Philippine Commonwealth government was established. José S. Imperial was appointed provincial governor, and he was succeeded by Manuel Calella. Saturnino Benito was the governor at the outbreak of World War II, and Venancio Ziga was elected governor in the first post-liberation election in 1946. Many others beaded the governor's office and, in the process, contributed significantly to today's progressive Albay. In general, the provincial terrain is mountainous, dominated by the towering splendor of Mount Mayon, the world's most perfect cone. Mayon, which is still an active volcano, is the most visible and symbolic landmark in Albay and Bicol. Albay has become one of the country's most popular tourist destinations due to Mayon and her unrivaled beaches. People here, who are traditionally industrious and enterprising, make a living from the rich produce of the land, which includes hemp, abaca fiber, coconuts, sugarcane, pineapples, vegetables, and rice. Industries have also thrived on the nipa, shingles and alcohol, produced by the swampy lands. Timber, rattan, pili nuts, made into sweets. A trip to Bicol isn't complete unless you try their coconut-based dishes liberally sprinkled with pepper, one of which is known as the demon's pepper, the piningat, lawing, and one concocted called Bicol Express, guaranteed to transport you to inflamed heights.